Lines struggling to cope after K Street. Today marks 6 months since downtown Sacramento's mass shooting, leaving people who weren't even involved in that deadly night still living in fear. That tragic night shook people near and far, rattling a sense of security and changing some lives forever.
CBS 13's Marley Ginter talked with a psychologist who says it's no surprise that months later the anxiety hasn't gone away.
From what I remember, there was like a body right here.
Ashley Ford wasn't there that night, but she has vivid memories of the aftermath outside the Capitol bookstore where she works.
There were blood splatters on the window.
A mass shooting, her biggest fear, was at her doorstep.
From what I hear, people were just crammed, as many as they could.
People huddled in the store's alcove, hiding from gunfire. It took days before Ashley could even come back to work. Now, 6 months later, she still fears the next mass shooting.
Even though I wasn't, here on when it actually occurred, it again is my home away from home. It's my workplace.
Would you see somebody even now, 6 months later, still having some of these symptoms?
Absolutely. And again, it really has to do with how resilient people are.
Dr. Angela Drake, psychiatry professor at UC Davis, says you didn't have to be at the shooting or even a part of it to develop a stress disorder.
6 months is fairly new. I remember I wasn't even sleeping.
Lisa Fine-Cavalli just marked 5 years since she was at the Las Vegas shooting, the deadliest one in U.S. history. Sacramento's shooting brought it all back.
You can hear the screams, you can, smell the air, the blood, just the visual, and it can bring up nightmares.
Nightmares that Dr. Drake says can have an end with treatment.
For years, we really didn't have outstanding treatments and interventions for these kinds of disorders, but we do now.
Well, that story is part of a half-hour special that we've put together to mark 6 months since the mass shooting. CBS 13 Demanding Answers to the K Street Killings airs this Saturday at 9:30 right here on CBS 13.